Hey guys, so I want to do a reading for my Divine Feminine Collective, and the question that I asked from my Animal Deck Oracle was, how does the universe see you right now? Like, what animals do the universe see you as? And Pig came out, and I think Pig came out last time for the Divine Feminine or the Divine Masculine, I don't remember. But it says, maintain self-worth and self-esteem. Archangels Mary, Gabriel, and Uriel. So the universe sees that you're standing in your self-worth and your self-esteem. You probably had insecurities before, and maybe you presented a very confident person, but there were so many insecurities that you had within yourself, within relationships, not feeling like you were enough, not feeling like you were good enough. And you've worked through that. You went into isolation, hermit mode, so that you could work through those issues of not needing someone by your side in order to feel full or whole. So you've been maintaining your self-esteem and self-worth, and yeah, you may have days where you feel like what you're doing is not enough, right? But at the end of the day, you come back to a place and you recognize all the things that you are doing and all the value that you are adding to this world, and you're set on a path that you want to be perfect. But at the end of the day, it's not about being perfect. It's just about continuously to grow, right? Better and better in yourself, to the point where you're just like, yes, I'm good, you know? Where you have consistency, where you have discipline, where you have your routine set, right? And your routine will change and whatever, but like, you have your consistent things that you do to make yourself feel good. You don't have to have the same routine every day. That's being part of the matrix and being in the 3D world. But it's just about having a routine that works for you, where you're taking care of your health, where you're pouring into others, where you're pouring into yourself, where you're working on something that adds value to this world, where you're getting like nature, sun, being playful, humorous, using your imagination, being empathetic, like where you're doing these things on a consistent basis. That's what it means, right? So yeah, you've been working on maintaining your self-worth and your self-esteem, and that's what's raising your frequency and getting you to a place where you feel good about it. So as I was recording that message, the fan blew off 2 cards, so I felt like they came off for a reason off the top of the deck, so I put them in. I was only going to pull through 3, but now 5 is in this first row of how the universe sees you. So, hold on. So the second card that came out is the Rat, and this says, be true to yourself and the universe will reward you. So you are acting in a place of your authenticity, and you have been acting in a place. Your whole life you've been acting in authenticity, but around certain groups you couldn't really truly be yourself, in the sense of share who you are, be vulnerable with you are. You were goofy and silly and whatnot, but really getting into the deep stuff, really getting into what you care about, explaining things that you've been through, like you've kept that sheltered and only allowed people who know you really deeply to know about you, right? But now you're really standing in your authenticity. You're being vulnerable. Maybe you have an online presence and you're being vulnerable with the world, and you would have never done that before. Share with strangers your life story, basically. So it's like you're being true to yourself. You're doing the passions that make you feel full, that's authentic to you. You're trying different things. You're really just letting yourself be. Whatever comes out of your mouth comes out of your mouth. You're not second guessing what you're meant to say in this world, what you feel like saying. You're saying what you say, and if other people don't accept it, that's on them, right? Not everyone's meant to accept you. And you're sharing your feelings with people as well, like how you feel about friendships, relationships, family relationships, like any dynamic. You're being authentic. You're sharing your truth with people, you know? So by you being true to yourself and saying no to things that you won't tolerate and that you won't accept in your life, the universe is going to board you. It might take time. You need to be patient, but it's coming in. Your manifestations, your dreams, everything is coming in because you're being true to yourself. And then the next one that came out was the Monkey. So this is the next one that came up, the Monkey, and it's funny because I think this was coming out a lot, like when I did readings a month ago for the Divine Masculine, and it says, experience all that life has to offer. So the universe is saying that either you need to experience more than what life has to offer, or you're on that path of trying to experience all that life has to offer. With your time, you're trying to use your time to experience the things that feel add value to you, that feel fulfilling, that make you excited, and you're on that path of trying to figure out um, experiences that fulfill you, right? So it's like you're going with the flow and trying to listen to your intuition to experience all the things, all the perks that life has to offer, right? And whether that's family, whether that's relationship, whether that's friendships, community, whether that's moving to a place that makes you feel fulfilled, being in nature, like you're going after the experiences that feel fulfilling to you. So, and that's your path. That's what you're on. You're like, I'm not just going to be in the system working this 3D matrix. I'm going to experience everything that life has to offer. I want to know it all. I want to find all the information on the truth. You want to find things that excite you, new skills, new hobbies, new areas, new ventures, new places around the world. Like you just want to experience everything that exists in this 3D realm, because at the end of the day, you're alive, and to just sit there and be miserable and sad is like not worth it, right? Because we don't know how much time we have on this earth. So you're like, I want to experience it all, and I'm going to do the work and fulfill my passions so that I have the abundance, so that I can experience more things, you know? So the universe sees that you're doing that. And then this is the one that fell off, the fan blew it off the deck, and it was Tiger. And Tiger says, accept your magnificence. So you're accepting that you're magnificent, you're standing in your confidence, you're standing in your power, because you've been maintaining your self-worth and self-esteem. You're accepting that you're magnificent. You probably like hid it for a while, like you always knew there was something special about you, but you're like, no, like everyone in this world is special, right? And everyone is in this world special and unique, but you're seeing what your specialness and unique is, because everyone has a different trait. Like I love basketball, but I'm not a pro basketball player, right? There's people that are a pro basketball player and that have these amazing skills when it comes to that. So it's like you're recognizing what your magnificence is, how you communicate, how you show up in the world, how you show up for others, your kindness, your grace, your authenticity, your humor, your playfulness, your empathy, your compassion. Like you're realizing all your magnificence that you have, and that you're meant to change this world. You're meant to impact this world in some way. You're meant to spread your insight, your wisdom that you've learned through your experiences that you've had in this vessel, and in multiple lifetimes. You've had lots of experiences, and you're tapping into those experiences. And you're using your intuition, your discernment. You're tapping into what your intuition tells you day in, day out, and letting what flows out of you and sharing it with friends, family, relationships, online. Like you're just sharing yourself with the world, and you're not holding back. Whereas before you probably held back saying things, and now you're like, no, I'm magnificent, and I'm meant to do something special in this world. I'm meant to add value to this world, and you're accepting that you're magnificent. Whoever doesn't see that, whatever person, whatever relationship, if you're dating people and they don't see you're magnificent, then it's like you're up, and you're not wasting your time in that. You're only not even pursuing, you're only allowing people into your life who see your magnificence, right? You're not allowing people who see you less than and who want to put you in a box, because you're standing in your self-worth and self-esteem now. And then the last one to come out is the horse. And the horse says, care for others and let them be free. So you have this caring heart. Either you're a mother, you have pets, you're caring for your parents that are elderly, a sibling, something. You're caring for others. And maybe you're just caring for your teacher, you're caring for kids, like you're a nurse, you care for people, a doctor, like something you do that you care for others on a deeper level. And even if you're not in those fields, like anyone that comes into your life, you care for others. And it's like you're the type of person that you care for others, and then if they go on their own path, you're letting them be free. Whereas before, maybe you tried to hold on to that because of the love that you had for people, especially when it came to relationships. When it came to friendships, maybe you were like, okay, cool. If this friendship is not aligned anymore, our frequency is not aligned, you let it go. You've been able to let people go. And I think that when it comes to relationships, when you feel a strong bond and a strong connection with someone, it's harder for you to let them go, but now you've learned to surrender and just let people be. If they're not on your frequency, they're not matching you, they don't want to be with you, then you let them go and you let them be free and let them venture out and have their own connections. If someone is better suited for them, then someone is better suited for them. You don't want to have someone who doesn't love you fully, right? Like who can't give you their whole heart. So you're like, okay, if someone doesn't see my magnificence, I'm standing in my self-worth. I want to experience all that life has to offer. I'm going to keep being true to myself, that I just let people be free, because caring for them is letting them be free. And by you letting them free, you're going to attract in the people that are meant to be in your circle. So that's how the universe sees you. I'm going to ask some other questions with other